Match 75, Gaira vs. Ebirah by Kenneth James. Ebirah swam through the murky depths of the sea, looking up at the raging storm above, keeping his eyes open for prey. He spotted a fishing boat adrift in the storm, in clear distress. The deep sea beast emitted a piercing screech as he suddenly rose straight to the surface, emerging next to the ship, looking down at the terrified humans before raising his massive claw
Shut
with
up.
the intent to smash the ship to splinters, and then realized he wasn't the only one with a meal on his mind. Gaira, the green gargantua, stared at this creature from the other side of the ship, having been about to latch onto the vessel himself. The two sea monsters looked at one another in surprise, neither having expected to have a rival for such a rare treat after all. Humans weren't a common food far out at sea in conditions that allowed them to strike safely. Gaira, being more aggressive, was first to emit an angry roar of challenge, demanding Ebirah to back off. Not one to back down without a fight, Ebirah emitted his shrill shriek or screech in return.
Screech.
Yep, screech, ordering the ape-like creature to back down. Finally, neither could take this threat to their meal, and the fight began. Ebirah lashed out with his pincers, clamping it down on Gaira's shoulders while the massive humanoid's strong arms found Ebirah's secondary legs. The two behemoths pushed their weight against one another, the fishing boat wisely taking this time to escape from the twin terrors in the midst of the struggle. Pass.
Gaira finally broke off
Gaira. You just listen to the man. It's Gaira.
I prefer
Yeah.
Gaira. Gaira finally broke.
Gaira makes more sense. Who calls it Gaira or Gaira?
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Gaira finally broke off the stalemate, but
So are they ever gonna chase after that fishing boat?
probably not. And one of Ebirah's secondary legs, forcing the shrimp mutation to
Right.
retreat, screeching in pain. Ebirah's emotion changed quickly to fury as Gaira took the leg and tore a chunk off with his teeth, swallowing it. Gaira liked the taste and wanted more. Lunging at Ebirah, however, the shellfish sea monster suddenly dove, evading the blow. Before Gaira could gain his bearing in the storm, Ebirah erupted from the surf behind him, latching his pincers onto Gaira's neck and shoulder. Shrieking in fury. I honestly was thinking at that moment he'd just like grab him by the ears and start screaming. Just like, oh, I got you. In any case. Gaira roared in pain, struggling to dislodge the giant shrimp from his body, but Ebirah's strong claws held tightly into his flesh, soon beginning to draw blood. Finally, the ape-like giant managed to grab a hold of Ebirah over his shoulders, pulling forwards with all his might. Ebirah screeched in surprise as he was torn off of Gaira and lifted high into the air before the gargantuan slammed him into the water surface with enough force to send a geyser of water several meters taller than him into the air. Before Ebirah could regain his bearings, Gaira grabbed onto his back and sinking his teeth into the shrimp's back. Wait, what? And Gaira grabbed onto his back and sinking his teeth into... I think it's sunk. Do you guys agree with sunk?
Yeah, I think sunk.
Sunked, huh? I think
Scary
I think between sinking or sunked, I'd probably pick sinking because it sounds better.
Eh.
And sinking it. Okay. However, all that Gaira got were a few cracked teeth on Ebirah's hard exoskeleton, causing him to roar in pain and recoil. Hey guys, I'm gonna pass it now. There's something just came up.
Oh, you're
okay.
abandoning it.
Hold on, I have a.
Are you and Delta gonna?
Is everything all right?
Yeah, no,
No,
I just got a phone call. That's what I've been distracted slightly by. So I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Carry
see ya.
on.
Okay.
Alright, I guess Nagoda take the next two, Harley will take two, and then Alex will finish off, so. Sorry, Nagoda,
Okay.
you're up. Take two.
Ebirah quickly took the opportunity to launch up and stab his claw into Gaira's chest, drawing a trickle of blood. He attempted to maneuver with his second claw. Attempted is the key word here. Only for Gaira to manage to catch it in time. The gargantua quickly overpowered the crustacean and shoved him, sending him back through the waves. Before Ebirah could react, Gaira charged through the surf, grabbing him and tossing him into the air. Ebirah slammed hard into the ocean surface, screeching in pain.
What a bully.
I think Gaira's brother's the real bully here, shoving trees down his brother's throat.
No, just beating him with trees. Anyway.
Knowing the water's surface wasn't his strong suit, Ebirah quickly dove down as Gaira charged him, putting his claw around Gaira's leg and pulling it down, dragging Gaira underwater. Ebirah dragged Gaira deep into the ocean, slamming him into the side of a deep-sea canyon. He released him and circled, expecting Gaira to panic like most prey would without air. However, to his surprise, Gaira seemed calm and swam at him with surprising speed, grabbing hold of Ebirah's arms and driving him back first into the canyon wall, getting a shriek of surprise in response. I'm wondering, how did Ebirah not notice Gaira coming out of the water just like he did?
The writer demanded.
Well, Ebirah's not very perceptive. He's a lobster.
Only lobsters can swim. Anyway.
While Gaira didn't look much like it because besides his green color, he was in fact a water kaiju, an adept to the depths of the Ebirah had been mistaken in thinking that this would give him an advantage like the last time he fought a giant ape-like being. Ebirah struggled in Gaira's grasp, trying to break free, but before he could, Gaira lunged forward and bit down onto Ebirah's shoulder with his gums. This monster. His gums must be pretty sharp. There must be pretty strong gums to break through Ebirah's armor when his teeth broke on it. Ebirah screeched in pain and swung his lower body forwards, slamming his tail fin into Ebirah's stomach, driving the monster back. Ebirah took the offensive, stabbing his pincers into Gaira's sides and swimming forward, ignoring the hammer-like blows Gaira sent into his hard exoskeleton, before slamming the green gargantuan hard into the opposing wall. That was 2?
Alright, yeah, that was 2.
Yeah,
Pass.
basically.
Okay, passed.
Ebirah swam back, charging forwards for another strike. Gaira grasped a boulder and swung it forward, smashing it across Ebirah's head. Even though they're at the bottom of the ocean, this probably shouldn't be that effective. Dazing the big shrimp long enough to grab him by the claw and swing him hard into the canyon wall. Ebirah screeched in pain but refused to quit, lashing out with his other pincer, clamping down on Gaira's wrist. As Gaira released his grip in pain, Ebirah latched his claw onto Gaira's forearm, managing to hold it back. Ebirah squeezed with all his might, cutting deep into Gaira's wrist. Linkin Park blasting in the background. Seizing the opportunity.
Meanwhile, you see Kylo Ren sitting on a boat with his Linkin Park blasting.
Maybe that was his fishing boat.
Love me. Was I? Seizing the opportunity, Ebirah released Gaira's other arm and clamped on the forearm behind his other claw, pulling with all his might. Finally, Gaira screamed in agony as Ebirah tore off his left hand, letting it fall into the abyss, blood trailing behind it. If Grace were writing this, another Gaira would swim out.
Although, to be fair, that is actually a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Good point. Yeah, good point. Ebirah not wanting to lose the... I like this. Ebirah not wanting to lose the upper hand.
What hand? Oh.
With the only hand now. Lashed out and clamped his claw on Gaira's throat, planning to behead him. However, while badly hurt, having your hand taken out does not count as being badly hurt. I'm sorry. Gaira lashed out with his remaining hand, clamping it down on Ebirah's eye and squeezing. Ugh. Causing Ebirah to release his throat as he screeched in agony. Finally, Gaira's assault caused Ebirah's eye to burst. Oh shit. Sending blood and gore floating towards the surface. Realizing he was in trouble, Gaira grasped one of Ebirah's claws and sunk his teeth into the arm behind it, pulling with all his might. With a final show of strength, Ebirah's claw was torn out the limb and thrown away, sinking to join Gaira's hand in the depths. What they don't know is Gaira's hand regenerated with Ebirah's claw, so one arm is actually a claw. I bet I could get it. I'll ask that question later. But Gaira had made a critical error where he was human-based at his core, descended from human mutation and a human concept of pain. Ebirah did
out. See ya.
All right.
Bye.
Oh, you're leaving us? No, don't leave me. How could this happen to me? Hey.
Ebirah had lost his arms before. It hurt, but not to the same extent. And this allowed Ebirah to counterattack with his other pincer, driving its point through Gaira's head as it came back out from biting into his arm. The claw erupted out of the back of Gaira's cranium, sending a spout of blood and brain into the water. Ooh. The body went into convulsions as it suddenly lost control of its control center. Then finally went limp, blood pouring from his multiple wounds. And pass.
Ebirah screeched in victory, dragging the corpse to a more stable area to consume his hard-earned meal. And the best thing about it, it constantly regenerates, so he has a never-ending meal.
Yeah, I know.
Unknowing, or perhaps uncaring, that Gaira's hand had begun to regenerate up bottom the abyss, even if he knew it didn't matter after all. Ebirah may not have been the biggest fish in the sea, but he still wasn't to be taken lightly. Ebirah, or winner.
Ebirah.
Winner.
But yeah, overall, it's like, it's just, I mean, when you get monsters that are mostly tooth and clawed, it's a little difficult to really go completely nuts with it. But it's a decent fist fight between the two.
Yeah, it's a nice match.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's a decent, short, quick
match.
It is.
This is also one of Ebirah's soldier, right?
Yeah, this is one of Ebirah's, one of few victories I think Ebirah gets.
And it was a very surprising one.
Only his first out of second victory, and really, that's not impressive.
Like I said, it's a surprising victory for him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah,
so,
I like that. Ebirah should get. He's like the match says he's a powerful fighter. He's not like weak or anything. He's just
Ebirah's Ebirah's got decent meat to him, crab meat. But yeah, just I mean, he's not bad.
This kind of makes me want to watch Godzilla versus the Sea Monster again.
Oh yeah, that movie's fun. Surprisingly fun. Even Godzilla's not in it. The human story is actually kind of fun.
Yeah, probably one of the best in the series.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I'll agree with you there. Mm-hmm. I know Mothra makes a cameo as a fairy, a literal fairy.
Oh no! Mothra is in the movie.
Mothra's in the movie for the sole part. She fights. She scraps with Godzilla. Then Lotus just transfers.
Yeah, she mostly appears after the climax.
Just imagine if it was the Kong movie instead. Kong Mothra facing off.
Speaking of people showing up after the best part, hey,
hi. I actually would have liked it if Mothra was actually part of the climax. It was Godzilla versus Mothra versus Ebirah. I think that would have been a nice dynamic to the fight.
Yeah.
So
that's the movie. This match though is pretty solid. It's a bit it's a little bit more on the average end, and half considering that both monsters are tooth and claw. That's kind of to be expected, but it is decent at the very least.
So, two quick notes. First off, cool banner.
Oh yes,
I do like.
You say cool banner. I say Gaira looks lazy as hell.
He looks all right.
He looks all right. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Look at his arm though. I think that's
so out of place. I think that's supposed to be a regenerating arm.
Are you sure?
I feel pretty sure because that does not.
Looks like it.
Yeah, because that does not look like a regular hand.
Okay. My apologies then. I will retract my statement.
So, this is a really cool looking banner. I like the. Just the way it looks, that grayish blue, being
The
applied
atmosphere.
to both monsters. The
Yeah.
fact they nicely fade they nicely go into the way they're blended into the ocean looks really nice. And
Yeah, and the other counterpoint I will have is they have shadows, or no, they have reflections in the water as well, which is kind of nice.
I like how dark. I like how it's like a really nice misty or foggy day or night. I
Uh-huh.
like that.
Oh, right. It's got a nice atmosphere.
Nice depiction of the fact. Nice depiction of the fact it's supposed to be like there's supposed to be like a storm going on.
Oh, right. Yeah, it has a nice atmosphere to it. It's like it's dark enough to where it's just kind of like, yeah, you kind of get the whole notion of it being kind of darker and maybe a little grittier, but at the same time, it's not chaotic. So, it's a very calm but ominous storm, and I think that's what I like about it.
If it wasn't for the fact that it'd probably be hard on the eyes, I would love.
Ruh-roh.
That'd be cool.
Harley, you cut out there. If it wasn't for it being hard on the eyes,
If
what?
it wasn't for the fact it'd be hard on the eyes, I'd love to see a banner in infrared.
Ooh, that would be kind of cool.
Or like some other spectrum of vision. Like
Actually,
night vision, night vision or something.
The other note I'll have is, speaking of other matches, or like matches, this is connected to the King Kong match, which I think is a nice nod.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is there?
Oh yeah, Trey does make note of the other ape-like monster. Yeah.
Why is this not called a sequel?
Well, it's because this was probably before explicit sequels were ever a thing. So
If you change the banner of the matches, you go ahead and fix this too.
Well, here's the thing, Kaiju X. The Baggin trilogy was already out in.
oh yeah, totally.
They already had.
That's true.
No, so they
The
could just
Baggage is
easily
Oh
already
yeah,
out. You
that's
have
right.
no
That's right.
excuse.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You are right.
The last note I'll say is, didn't Kong disarm Ebirah in that match too?
Yeah,
I think it's a loose sequel. Loose sequel.
They made
Hang on,
they
let
made
me
mention
explain.
of that too. Actually,
Right.
they did make mention of that too.
Yeah. But like loose sequel for one. So I think it's just simply a soft reboot, if you will, or just a soft sequel. Soft sequel where it's like not everything's gonna match up, and two. Crustaceans regrow limbs as they shed, so if Ebirah has the ability to shed, then he probably regrew his arm back then.
You know, that would be really interesting to have a match where Ebirah sheds in the middle of it and like just becomes like just fully healed and ready to go.
I got a
That'd be really
question.
cool.
How come we're not using Showa Ebirah? He's the bestest.
He is 10 awesomes.
Honestly, I legitimately think the only reason why it's Millennium Ebirah is because they have better pictures.
Probably.
Honestly,
Though, I would argue against it.
yeah, Showa
Well, I mean-
Ebirah actually has a lot more images that you can find on the internet.
I don't know why it's Millennium then. It's like using like it's like with Showa and Geras, Millennium Geras, that's fine. But like with Millennium and Showa Ebirah, what's the difference? Like, is there honestly a difference between the two?
They're being silent. They can't answer because you proved them right. I mean, proved
I
them
guess
wrong.
so. Like, I don't see why there's a distinction.
I'm replying
then,
to
you know?
another comment right now. Hang on.
Oh, no, my note would be more people have nostalgic feelings toward the Showa, and they don't like the fact the Millennium got killed by guns. Is the other thing I will guess.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really know what.
Well, he didn't get killed by guns. He just got defeated by guns.
Yeah, it's even
I think it was
by
just a preferential choice on, like, I guess it would be on Christian's part or whoever was running the KWC at the time. I guess it was just.
Yeah, like we can.
Though honestly, I don't really know. That's kind of a.
Yeah, well, you guys are in charge now. You don't have to keep the distinction there.
Nope. If you look really closely to the laws of the KWC, it's actually we can't change it.
Really?
Yeah, but you got to look really close, like in the fine print.
Are you actually serious about this?
Yeah, we definitely made mention that it's like Geigen's going to be the one exception to the rule, but otherwise don't expect any others to have this rule applied. Partially because they're written pretty much the same way. The only real
I know. That's why I think it's strange that it's Millennium Ebirah, but we're pretty much making him Showa and all but name. I just don't get it.
right.
Oh no,
I just don't get why the distinction's there to begin with. Like, well, we can't just change that. It's not like it's going to be groundbreaking or anything, right?
No, you're not wrong. Again, it's something we could discuss, but honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world. It is difficult finding a good picture.
Because that's actually a reason why I think a reason why
I think
it should be changed. Because that way we have a better access to a better library of pictures and more creativity with the banners. Instead
I
of
could also say the same for
Millennium.
Showa King Caesar, because we're already using Showa King Caesar for banners.
Pretty much, yeah.
Accidentally, but yeah.
We've pretty much made him Showa King Caesar and all but name. It's just really weird that the distinction is there for King Caesar and Ebirah when it doesn't need to be.
So, since you guys are saying Showa Gaigen's the exception, is he the Tom of Kaiju?
I think no.
Yeah, he's the exception to the rule.
I will say at the very least, Millennium Gaigen and Showa Gaigen are different. They are noticeably different.
Oh,
Millennium,
yeah, they could have warranted their Showa Gaigen could have warranted his own slot possibly, but I did feel like going with the whole merged route only for funsies. So
that's
that
fine.
and the rules of Earth.
You know what? That's fine.
Can we have Godzilla 90s versus Godzilla 2000?
I will find you.
If I could, I'd write Godzilla 80s versus Godzilla 90s because that sounds more plausible.
Hang on. Let's finish up our thoughts on match 75 first, and then we can go off topic behind the scenes. So
okay,
because this little rambling's gone on long enough.
This was a nice tooth and claw match.
The match was good.
Fine.
That's it. We're done. Let's stop.
Yep.
We're done. Let's go to the behind the scenes already.
Well, okay, fair enough. I think general consensus is good, decent.
Good. It's all right.
Right.
It's run of the mill. It's not bad. It's not the greatest.
It's not really memorable, but it's solid.
Right. You could read it, but you could read it and be fine with it.
That's good.
Anyway, that was match 75, and will you see you guys next time for match 76? Until then, folks.
Toodles.
Woo!
Woo. Greatest Discord's full of hooligans.